Nothing in first tile, right? Oh, Gradius 6 Cyber. I'm only gonna be going over the significant, like, speed changes. So Gradius 6 Cyber, the one measure before, like, you hear the, like, scream in the background of the sample. There's, like, a that happens. And the measure before that speeds up to 167, and then you hit that scratch, I think it is, and it goes back to 160. Suggestion for working on timing? So one of the things I do for timing is I'll go to score rate, and I'll like look at my 10s, right? And my goal on 10s right now is to get all max minus. So I'm not just working on 12s when I play. I want to make sure I get all max minus on 10s. I don't bother with hypers unless like... Let's see, where's the hyper I'd actually bother with? Max 300, because it doesn't have an another, right? But like all the anothers I'm trying to get max minus on, and quickening is my lowest one. Yep, sort by score rate. So like, anything below quickening, I'm worried about. I gotta get max minus on 250 BPM, Gradius full speed, Apocalypse, and Rockoin Remix. And I've been working on those. I'm getting a little bit more consistent on them, but I haven't raised them in a while. And you want to like kind of scale it to... How do I say this? You want to scale it to how good you are at each difficulty. So like if I'm playing a level 5, I want to be getting like 98, 97, 98. So I think I set my pacemaker for 97 on these. I might have like one or two that I don't have a 97 on. Maybe Deep in You is one of them. Like 8s I want a 96 on. So like you can see, a lot of them have a pretty high score rate, but there's some that are hard. Formiga's pretty hard. Bootman's hard. Blueberry Stream, Happy Wedding, so. That's how I work on timing. I go through all the songs that I have and try and raise them to a specific like percentage. And then once you get them there, you can raise it up to the next percentage, you know? Okay. Not level. Substream. Alright, nothing in substream we need to worry about. Second style. So I'll play this just to show you, but like, if you have a song with speed changes at the ending, I usually don't change the speed, so I'm not really gonna go over too many of these. Like, I'm not gonna play like Airflow, Earthscape, stuff like that, because I don't really change on it, and it's not a big BPM change. But I will like show you just so you can see one. But yeah, I don't really speed change on these type of charts. see. I just kind of like judge it by how many times I've played it for that and slow down at a certain rate at the ending. This seems like it would be a decent arena pick. Generally, early stuff is good. Voltage is my arena pick. Seems to get people even in A3. Unfortunately, Voltage isn't in here. Here we go. Alright. First song with significant BPM changes. And I guess we can talk about hat here, because I use a hat. So I would suggest getting a snapback if you don't have one and you have trouble with speed changes. Because it has a flat bill and a nice, like, tall top of the cap. And you want to adjust the bill so it's like, you know, just about even. And when you're like sitting normally, you want to be able to see like the whole, like all the notes on the screen. But yeah, if you have a lot of hair, it can be hard. It's kind of pushing down on my ponytail right now, but I deal with it. Also, for songs that have slow sections with lots of 16th notes, like streams and stuff, I think this actually has 30 seconds. I like to move my white number way up. Like probably 109 is good here. Don't change your green number, just move your white number up. Start getting comfortable with like moving your white number around. That'll also help with timing. So what I've been doing to try and fix my timing to get better at like stuff like Happy Wedding and Jakku Travelogue and stuff like that, the stuff that has like slightly offset notes, the more the more lane you can play with, the better you'll be able to see those differences in the notes. So I've been getting better at timing like weird, janky stuff like that because I've been reading more and more. So I think I started at like 350 white number and now I'm playing at like 190 normally. Okay, so soon you're gonna bring your hat bill down once the speed up or the speed down starts. Slow down to about where your green number would be, and you're gonna hold it there as best as you can with your head and your neck. And you bring it up. Right when you need to. And you could do it here too, but I don't really want to bother. That's how you do era. The reason you want to use a hat for era is because the speed up is not telegraphed. So, like, you don't have a break before the speed up to change anything. It goes right into it from the 16ths. And when that happens, generally you're not going to have a time to speed change. So, that's why you use a hat for that. If you're at the arcade, you don't have your hat, what you do is you lean into the screen and use your brow. Like, use your brow to cut off the top section or top of your glasses if you wear glasses. That's why you'll see like a lot of pop-in players, because hats, a lot of pop-in players don't like hats, but when they play, they'll like lean in super close to the screen. Yeah, I'm gonna try and show you multiple strats for stuff. Like, you can float the speed up in this, but you're gonna lose a lot of EX because there's, you know, 30 seconds before it and 16th after it. Bars for Albion is a good one. Let's take a look at this. And I know this is a 5, it's probably not like super important to people, but if it comes up in arena, it comes up in arena, you know? So my strat for this song, and just, I guess I should say like my normal reading speed is like 190 white number, 270 green number. You see you're starting at 80 BPM. The max is 93. I think this section with the like actual bass beat behind it is at 93. So what you want to do, I messed up already, is you want to like get an approximation. Is that right? That's probably not right. I'm going the wrong way. Like 285 and see how that goes. It's been a while since I've played this. Like, you're gonna have some uncomfortable sections like here where it's too fast and then it's gonna go slow again. But that's okay. You gotta start getting comfortable reading a little bit slower and faster than your green number. Because floating something like this with a lot of BPM changes in it is pretty difficult. So you can see I was reading that at 245 green number. So you don't want to be reading at like reaction speed. You want to be reading at something, when you play normally, you don't want to be reading at reaction speed because you want to be able to read at reaction speed when you play something like this. So I'm probably not going to go over Earthscape when we get to it, but for songs like this and Earthscape, it's really important to like just play it a few times and learn where the BPM changes are and like feel it out, because if you don't know where it speeds up and slows down in the beginning, you're going to lose out on a lot of like EX because it's not constant. So it'll start up at the beginning of a measure and then it'll slow down near the end and it'll start up again immediately. Like, it's hard to talk about that when I'm playing, but like, you'll see it. Especially in the like piano songs. Absolute, I don't speed change. Just like Tengoku 0.59. At the end of it, it just slows down and I adjust to it. Checking you out. This one's fun. So there's two things you can do in checking you out. In order to not lose out on EX. You can do the sudden plus strat, but if you forget to set it up beforehand, because I think you're talking about like setting up the sudden plus for the fast section, like 540, and then starting at 270 so that you can float to 270. You can do that. You'll miss out on a little bit of EX. But check out this strat, okay? I'll do the easy one first. Oops.
I've been checking you out all night. You're just the kind of guy that I like. You won't even let me out of your sight. So stop being cool. Come on now, baby, make me move. You're the kind of guy to make me feel like I can win. As I dance across the floor. Watch me dance, watch me dance. Watch me move, watch me move. Watch me dance and make my move on you. I've been checking you out all night. You're the kind of
Okay, here we go. Here. And here. Alright, so what that was, after the scratch section where it has like that part, you're gonna get the wow wow wow, and after that last chord, let me explain. So because I read with so much white number, I actually have to do something slightly different now. What I did was I did 4 down, which as you can see is not 540, it's like 458 here. But where I used to read at like, 250 or something, it was closer. So I could read faster, or read more accurately there. Now, what I do here, well, what I did last time was 4 down and then 4 up at the end. What I should be doing is 3 and then another 2, and then at the end, just do a 5. Now you can also, in that little tiny section, like the last chord section, you can do the full speed change. Especially if your start button is like somewhere up here. Mine is like way over here. So let me show you, like, that's probably the better way to do it. You're going to lose out on less EX from having to read slow. So I'll try and show you this time. I'll probably miss the first note, but...
I've been checking you out all night. You're just the kind of guy that I like. You won't even let me out of your sight. So stop being cool. Come on now, baby, make me move. You're the kind of guy to make me feel like I can win. As I dance across the floor. Watch me dance, watch me dance. Watch me move, watch me move. Watch me dance and make my move on you. I've been checking you out all night. You're the kind of guy.
And there's break 1. Here's break 2.
Checking you out.
Yeah, so I'm not quite hitting it the way I'm supposed to, but you see the point. You want to be able to do your speed changes in that little tiny break. There is enough time to do it. On the hyper, you have more free time. You have like an extra half a measure to do it. So if you're playing the hyper for whatever reason, maybe you're playing doubles, it's a lot easier to do it. Insertion. So this is a silly one. What I like to do for insertion is I don't want to use SRAN. Don't use SRAN on this if you're going to use the first strat that I'm going to do. You want to make sure the bass is on a white key. Okay, you just have to learn the middle. It's an immediate slowdown, then it all starts speeding up. That's the end of the speed up. Slows down again. And it speeds up again right here. Now it's back to normal. Alright, here we go. Bass. So you just hit the bass there and that's it. You can hit it twice if you need to, but I just hit it once. It's a similar strat to Cradle. Yeah, it's a really good strat, so as long as you know where the bass is, you can do it. If you want to hit 2 notes at that time, you can too. That'll slow it down enough. What's the other strat for this? There is a break. After the last jack, the d-d-d part, there's a short break where you have enough time to do it. But then you're reading slow for a few measures, so you have to keep that in mind too. Regulus's minor BPM changes. I think it goes to 120 during the middle piano section, and it goes back to 128. It's kind of like Linus. Yeah. Linus starts slowing down in the middle. It's like not a gradual slowdown either. It just goes straight to 160, and then it'll go straight to 176 after the roll. But I don't change for Linus, I just let it go. Glorious Days is a gradual slowdown. Not really much to worry about there. Max 300. So, max 300, I used to have a point on the screen where I would start, but now what I do instead, you can actually calculate a green number pretty easily. So like, if you look at the BPM right now, it's 50, right? I read it 270. So what's 6 times 270? Let's see, 2 is 540. 3 times 540 is 1620, I think. So I just set it to 1620, move it to where my white number needs to be, and I should be good to go. I just timed this stop visually. So max 300 isn't too bad. The main problems I have with songs like these are I forget to change it back after I play it. Okay, I'll do Kakume. I just want to show the beginning because it's the only part with the speed change. Yep, that's it. Green number, you can always calculate green number like mathematically if you need to. So just remember that. Any BPM. So if you have a song that starts at 120 and goes up to 160, you know it's like 3/4 of the BPM at the beginning. So if you can split your green number by a quarter and add that to the end of it, yeah. Or sorry, a third. If you can split it into thirds and add that onto your green number, 1/3 onto your green number, then you'll be good for whatever the speed up is. So like if you're playing, I think 20 is the song that does that from Tricoro. Okay, so let's talk about the Kakume slowdown speed up. I time it visually, but it's very hard. It's a very awkward slowdown and speed up, even in 2DX. So the slowdown part is not like incremental. It has very like, it'll go like here and then it'll drop here and then it'll drop here. The speed up part is incremental, so it like slowly goes up like that. So you have to be able to figure out where those speed changes for the slowdown happen and where it starts incrementing upwards for the speed up. Like, let's watch the BPM gauge, the BPM indicator, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, it should start slowing down here, yeah. Yeah. So it takes less time to do the speed up than it does to do the slowdown. The slowdown is very awkward. Once you get the slowdown, you'll usually be able to figure out the speed up pretty easily on that. Okay. So A, I am not good at setting up my whatchamacallit for this. Yeah, it helps if you've played it in DDR. It's a little bit different from the DDR slowdown. It isn't as, I think the speed up specifically isn't as like sudden, if that makes sense. Oh god, I'm trying to remember. How do I even do this? Yeah, I don't remember how to do the, like, set it at whatever and then flip it to the right setting strat on this. So what I do, I kind of try and calculate it out. Let's see. Yeah, I mean 486 should be good. It'll be a little bit fast. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 5 hits to do. Two. You mean max 300? It was a little, or Kakume. It was a little bit easier to read back when you didn't have to deal with like sudden plus stuff, green number and all that, because you only had so many settings to deal with. Also, if you have a song with 2 or 3 BPM changes in it, right? And there are BPM changes that aren't easy to like actually change, but you have a moment to do something. You can use sudden plus and towel. So if you wanted to, you could set up the speed on this to be whatever the correct like green number is, right? I don't think it's 540 here for me. I think it would be like 510 or something. Let's see, 93. Yeah, it would be like 510. But you would set it up at 510, right? And then you'd put a towel over the screen over top of the sudden plus so that you can read the slowdown. And then during the short time you have, you pull the towel off. Your sudden plus is already set, ready to go. But I'm not going to do that here. I think calculating it out is probably good enough. So it looks like if I go 5 down here, I should be relatively comfortable. I'll probably be reading at like 254 or something, green number. Yeah, see, it's a little bit fast, but I can deal with it. Okay, that was a little bit too fast. So what I would do if I ended up getting like way too many slows on that, the next time I play it, I would come back to it. I would check what my green number looked like on this, right? So I went down to 486. So let's look for something a little closer to like 510. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the green number down. See? Now if I go down to 5 times, I'll get to 502. So it'll be a little bit easier. And you can keep going down and you'll see it does smaller increments each time. So you'll get closer and closer to the right number. If you're playing on arcade, you won't have a ton of time to do this, so you got to remember which way is which. But you'll get used to it the more you have to do it. I have to do that for Eraser Motor Phantom, which we'll do later on. We'll get to it. Airflow has a weird BPM change at the end where it starts slowing down, and then it goes up for 1 beat, and then it starts slowing down again. So just keep that in mind. I think it goes from like 96 to 106, and then it starts going down again. May does the same thing. Dual control. So dual control, I don't do a BPM change, but you can do one. So I actually set mine for like where I want it to be. So let's see, it's gonna go up to 140. So probably I need like 285 or so. And we'll set it back. I just read the beginning a little bit slow. Here's the speed up. That's the only speed up for that song. You don't really have to worry about it after that. The other strat you can do, the thing that sucks about it is you're gonna have to wait. So you have to play like 4 notes at a BPM you're gonna be uncomfortable with, but after that you can just do a floating change. Okay, so after these first 4, oh, I missed it, but you get the point. So it'll be like da-da-da. You do it there, and then you da-da-da-da-da. Try it one more time. You can get it. That's the thing about floating changes on my setup is my start button is so far away and in an awkward position that it's hard to do them. Yeah, I can't reach it in time, but on a normal controller you'd probably be fine. So all you have to do is reach up. There is time to do it. Sakura. So, because Sakura starts and ends in that, like, constant roll, you're not gonna have time to actually do a floating change until after the slowdown. But I don't like doing floating for this. So I use my hat on Sakura. Oh. Actually, let me turn it on RN real quick. It's okay. It's about as good as like a half decent random. RN is good like almost every time. Because the jack in the beginning will always be on like the 2 closest to each other. Unless they're on opposite sides. Yeah, we'll see what it looks like this time. The only time it's gonna suck is when it's on 3 and 4, or it's on 1 and 7. And 1 and 7 is the non-ran. Or the mirror, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so you could actually play this at the correct like green number or whatever. I'll show you where you can floating. Because there is a chance to float before the ending. Oh, that was too many. So that's where you do the floating. Alright, let's try this again. We're gonna try and get not only a better floating change, but also a correct speed up for the second half of the slowdown. And you can see the jacks were on 1 and 2 there, so it's a little bit easier to do them on our end than it is on something else. Okay. Messed up a little bit there, but it's okay. There we go. So I guess go up 4 here. And as soon as it ends, there's going to be a scratch on the left. And you can hat the ending if you want. But yeah, that's how Sakura works. Knowing that that scratch is coming helps a lot. So you can float the ending easily. Ooh, cradle. Alright, so I don't remember how to tell where the bass is at the beginning of this, but you want to be able to figure out where, like, what note the bass is on. Okay, looks like I only want to go down 1 on this. Might be a little fast in the ending, but we'll be okay. Once again, you want the bass to be on a white key if possible. It's not. So there's a few things you can do in this case. See these long sections where it's just the bass? That's where you want to do it. Right here. Oopsie, I already went up 1. Alright. Let's try and get bass on a white key. If you don't get bass on a white key, one thing you can do is, when you do the change, you can still hit the bass, but hit 2 white notes with whatever the black key is. So like, because it was on 2 there, I'd reach with my right hand and I'd hit all 3 of those in order to do it. The thing is, it's a little more awkward to try and do that. Okay, base is on 5 here, so we're good. Did it one too many times there, but that's okay. Ah, no! Yeah, the 3 key press is kind of cool if you can manage to do it. I held start too long there and I did 1 extra, but you see how the strat works. We'll try and get it. We'll try and get it. Try and get it for at least 1 time. Okay, we're gonna have to do a 3 key press again. Should be able to do it on 5, 6, and 7. Nope. I messed it up again. Oh, for D? We'll get to D. D's an interesting one. I have a really weird strat for D. It's kind of like the strat that rankers use, but it's a little bit different. Come on, give me base on a white key, please. Just make it easy. Nope. But we get another chance. Hey, there we go. Not bad. I can definitely get in the 20s now on that. Okay, so you actually see how to do it now. It's much easier if you only have a white key to deal with, but if the base is on a blue key, then you can just hit 3. Moonchild! I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of feel this one out. So what I do is, I think I set it to like 290. Seems about right. The 130 part is at the end. Remember that it starts at 146. So you'll see after the song ends, it'll start changing BPM. See, it's 155 now. Then it goes to 150, 146, 130. So don't worry about the 130 part. Just know that it starts at 146.